yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons why people would choose to stay in the university, to have more time to build yourself. Hey guys, my name is Glenn and welcome to my YouTube channel if it's your first time here. And if it's not, welcome back. Today I am just doing a small reflection on my first year as a PhD student here in Japan. It is not an opportunity that I think a lot of people can get. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the chance to be able to do this here in Japan. And as I look back, I do realize that there are a lot of takeaways that I can compile and leave it as a note here for anyone who's interested to pursue their postgraduate study here in Japan. Here are my top 4 takeaways of being a doctorate student here in Japan. Of course, the biggest change would be doing everything by myself and being accountable for the things that I do. And it's not really close to just being a normal graduate student. Being this long in the university, this helps me to be more free and I am allowed to, or I've been given more leeway to carve my own path in this academia journey. And of course, it's a good thing to be let to do your own thing, but of course there are certain things that people would expect of you to be able to do all by yourself. Some of them can be just really tedious, like sending an emails or draft a meeting, or just try and contact a certain company for a future collaboration, just those sort of things. And it's kind of difficult when you're sort of the eldest here, of course besides the supervisor, and people will expect those sort of commitment from you, and even people below you will start to ask you for guidance in all of that sort of thing. And yeah, I guess that's kind of similar whether if it's in academia or in a working life. That being said, of course it's not as punishing as being in the workforce. So sometimes I am grateful for being in university because they give you certain responsibility that are similar to those in the workforce, but of course you're also given more room to make mistakes instead of being in the workforce where I assume it's a bit more punishing. So I guess that's one of the reasons why people would choose to stay in the university, to have more time to build yourself and all of that. And as a quote-unquote researcher, I do treat this as my job. Just a few years ago, I would still consider myself as a student and my duty every day is just to learn. But once you reach a certain level and people are, giving you incentive in terms of money to do your research, I start to treat this more like a job, really diligently showing up. Even as a student, I show up every day to the university. You start to treat it more as a career, at least for me. Some people would still think themselves as students, and I guess it's totally fine, but I would my mindset coming to this year was that I'm being paid to do certain tasks, so I can't act like a student and not show up whenever I don't feel like it. It's really you start to have that sort of sense of responsibility to complete the task that you are being paid for. So that's how I think about life as a doctorate student, and just wake up knowing that you have a job to do, instead of something that you need to do just to graduate. So as some of you might know, even my master's program was cut short from 2 years into 1 year, and I'm planning to do the same for my doctorate program. And of course, that having said that, it's a really tight schedule. I have to complete every criteria that a normal doctorate students need to complete, but in a much shorter span of time. And sometimes in order to finish things faster than how a usual doctor's PhD student would, is to show up during weekends or even during public holidays. So that is sometimes what it takes to finish my doctorate program, because otherwise how else would you finish a 3 to 5 program in just 2 to 3 years? So yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice certain day offs, but for me, like I said before, it's kind of a job and I don't really have that much other commitment in my life. So I was able to show up during day offs and during public holiday, and not feel bad or not feel like I've wasted something for it. Eventually, I like being 27 this year, you start to realize, eventually you have to be financially independent, and it is a motivation for you to finish things as fast as you can, so that you can work more on getting a more stable source of income, and just graduate from being a student, which is what I currently am, I guess. So again, with this much workload, it's kind of expected not to have hobbies, or I have to drop certain hobbies in my life. And of course that includes writing and like making videos like this. It's like at times it might sound like an excuse not to post video or write blogs, but yeah, whenever I show up in the university during weekends, it does makes me feel that if I were to continue my life as a usual student, I'll probably have much more time to do other side hobbies such as this one. But I have my own goals, and I guess sacrificing time on doing this sort of video is just what I chose to do. But with that being said, I do realize that sometimes I am not being efficient with my time, because I do write a journal every day to keep track of how efficient I am with my time. And like, to be frank, it's not really as efficient as I want it to be. So yeah, hopefully these few months will be a period of time where I can focus on being more efficient with my time, so that I can start republishing or just re-uploading videos like this while I'm also busy with my own research. So yeah, that's actually my sort of big takeaways being during my first year as a doctorate student. Some of them might not really be relatable to anyone out there, but if there's anything that can help you in any sort of way, yeah, just feel free to let me know. And yeah, I guess that's it for this week. I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.